Welcome back to Redbeard RPG and Pillars of Eternity. We have a meeting at the Duke's Palace. Let's go ahead and do that. I think we're in pretty good shape, but hopefully it doesn't devolve into fighting. We are not on good terms with the Domicels or the Dozens, but we are with the Crucible Knights. Is this the meeting hall? Reserved for you on the balcony. You go to the upper floor. Okay. So we go up here. Here we go. The room below is animated amidst the heated debate. All the representative groups are easily discerned in the crowd. Crucible Knights, stiff in their noisy armor, sit in one section, and another well-dressed member of House Dominel, casual, watching with predator's interest. Good grief. Still, elsewhere are the ramshackle dozens who've made no special effort to dress up for their liege lord. Interspersed are animancers in their academics' robes with expressions either sour or concerned.
Well then, answer me this, Master Barash. If you Animancers represent our best hope to cure the legacy, what progress can you demonstrate?
Ooh.
Ramir de Barask is originally from Palminia. He's one of the finest minds in Animancy to come out of the Valian Republics. He left for Defiance Bay 5 years ago, because he believed this was the true heart of Animancy research.
Okay.
As I've said, it isn't about progress, it's about potential.
Okay. That's not the argument he's looking for.
My house would agree, Your Grace. We see great potential in its future.
Okay, at least the Dominels are on our side.
And I suppose your blazing profits during the legacy don't have nothing to do with that, do they, Dominel? You can't have it both ways no more! Animancy goes, or this country goes!
I think you're wrong, bud.
So you admit, Master Barask, that Animancy is no closer to stopping the legacy than it ever was.
Ooh.
No, we've had many promising experiments. Cadman Azo has shown...
Ooh.
Cadman Azo murdered a child. For a complete failure. We should be hanging him right now for what he done. The dozens won't stand for it.
The experiment failed, yes, but his work...
His work was sabotaged.
Ah, our new delegate from the Knights of the Crucible. What makes you say sabotage?
I met a false patient in Brackenbury Sanitarium who tampered with Azo's machinery.
The fuck's that even matter? These are people who would toy with the lives of our children.
He wasn't toying with it. He had something that would work, and he was going to help her, and his stuff got sabotaged. It's literally what I just said.
Indeed. Even assuming there was sabotage, is this Animancer Azo not still accountable here?
This is not the Balric incident. This is a responsible scientist who was manipulated. How can you call him responsible? He saw the state of his sanitarium. Hey, shut up, man.
Horseshit. These Animancers can't be trusted. Look at what happened in Heritage Hill. Our supposed protectors from Crucible Keep can't even clean up the messes Animancy leaves.
Oh, boy.
Your Grace, we'd have a much easier time of it if our knights weren't so occupied trying to keep their organization from igniting a revolution on our very doorstep.
Oh, my goodness.
Heritage Hill is blood on your hands, Justicia. You turn a blind eye, and look what happens.
The Crucible Knights are blameless here. This is not the working of animacy, but an ancient device in Terra Noah.
You've some strange taste in travels, friend. The height of your tales expands with every breath.
You think some rotting corpse or volunteer guard could stand in my way? I've earned my answers.
I'll grant that you look the part. Tell us what you saw in Heritage Hill.
Ter knoweth houses an Iguithan machine that holds dominion over flow of souls. It was the machine that made the district undead.
Even if it is as you say, we have testimony that a group of animancers had been spending time there. Surely their tinkering had something to do with this.
Their presence doesn't prove cause. This testimony is not evidence, it's a guess.
Animancy has many enemies. You need only look around this room to see it.
Right?
You're missing the point. Everywhere there's animancers, there's disaster. We all know what Widewind's legacy's really about. And it ain't about some sparkling saint from Creed Ceres who's mad because he took a stroll down the wrong bridge.
Oh boy. Ha! Wrong bridge indeed.
It's about a bunch of so-called intellectuals fucking with the natural order while the rest of us gotta suffer for it.
Is it, though? Should we not take the time to reach a clear conclusion? I mean, what proof do we have?
Exactly. I don't know why the Dominels are on my side, but I'm good with it.
My son and daughter are buried beneath the floor of my house. We don't own no land, so that's where we lay them. My son, my wife let him slip when she was bathing him. Got water in his lungs he couldn't cough up. My daughter, we put her to bed one night, and the next morning she wasn't breathing. This Hollowborn thing, it ain't ending. And it ain't ending because we still let these charlatans play God. There's your proof, you damn copper fucker.
That is not proof of anything.
Enough, Adric. Lady Dominel makes a point. If it's animancy, then why do the other states that permit the practice not suffer the same fate? Who among us can say he truly understands why the legacy has taken hold here?
Exactly. I can. The crowd begins to murmur, the sound taking doubtful character. Right idea, Watcher. Taking this hearing by the curly ones. Don't waste your chance. Widewind's legacy is a creation of the Laden Key. Caedmon Azo's downfall was their work, as was the tower on Heritage Hill. They want you to do this. They want Animancy to fall. I've seen them in the ruins of Ir Gilfoth operating machines that disrupt and redirect the flow of souls near towns like the Gilded Vale and Dryford, where the legacy is universal. As a watcher, I've heard their dead confess their plot. They're stealing souls of the unborn.
Beasts. Another lunatic at the hearing. Did you remember to lock your sanitarium before you left, Master Barask?
Wait, this is a Crucible Knight who was being shitty to us? You shame your order by dismissing the truth before hearing it, madame. I expect better from a Knight of the Crucible.
You must know, friend, that the Leaden Key is a mantle for small-time ruffians and children at play. I'm not saying you're a liar. Not yet. But you'd better start making sense of all this. Help us believe you.
Well, how was my honest not level 3? That doesn't seem like very hard to achieve, but apparently I don't meet that requirement. What's more likely? The gods are destroying Direwood for a science practice in many parts of the world, or a group of people hates animancy and wants to suppress it.
Another guess! Throw him out on his ass, Your Grace! He's wasting our time!
This is no guess. I've seen the people carrying out their missions in the ruins of Gilfoth.
The Justicia's right! This is Sanitarium talk!
You've made an unexpected case, friend. I'll say that much. It seems we have a new possibility to consider, at the very least. How was it you came to learn all this?
I think we should pump up the Crucible Knights, even though it's personal interest in the matter. That's like the more honest answer. The Knights of the Crucible were instrumental in aiding my investigation.
I see. I'm impressed the Knights seized such an unlikely opportunity to find an end to all of this. But these hearings are about more than Widewind's legacy, even though that is our most pressing concern. Let's say for the moment that I were to take you at your word that our friends in Brackenbury Sanitarium and their peers bear no responsibility for this curse upon my country. I'm curious, what would you do if you were in my position?
Animancy should be studied in Direwood. If you don't, someone else will, and they will wield great power over you. Our paladin like that. Animancers serve their own ambitions and their own purses. Giving them this power is like setting a child loose in an armory. I don't think so, Allah.
Very well. That is all I wish to hear. Not just from you, but from everyone. Many days we've been at this. It is time we put it to rest.
All right.
I want to thank the delegations for helping me collect my thoughts. And our new delegate, who, if nothing else, has made this final day a little more interesting.
Okay, well, you're welcome.
The time has come to choose a direction for the Deerwood. I am ready to make my pronouncement.
Okay.
Ramir de Barash, representing the interests of animancers in Deerwood, step forward.
Your Grace.
What's going on here? I'm hearing dramatic music.
The arguments for and against animancy are both strong in their own way.
What was that?
I must be careful in my judgment.
Forgive me, Your Grace. We will accept no judgment but our own.
What's he doing?
No, 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 no.
No! Okay,
No.
No, wait!
Stop this at once!
Oh, boy. Did I just lose? Like, what was that?
I've given you every chance to end this pursuit. Shall I end it for you?
Oh, you're going down, bro.
Another time. I am already late.
Who is that guy? Oh, and I pass out? What is going on here? The words, "Shall it end for you?" ring in your ears. You find yourself gasping for breath, struggling to keep your own balance. You drop to a knee and watch that. Oh, that was Thanos. Hurries out of the building. Oh, no. The world dims around you, the screams and clashing of weapons fading to silence. All that remains are the words.
Shall I end it for you?
Thanos stands at a pulpit high above you, an assembly of robed onlookers, you among them, clustered around a wide circular pit carved of stone. He addresses a woman bound backward over a large iron wheel overlooking the great stone maw. Many of the woman's toes are severed. Oh, God. And the bottoms of her feet are charred black. The skin on one side of her face is melted like candle wax. Oh, boy. Black and red seeping, and the angle of her back suggests her spine is in ruins. Yet, for all that, her expression betrays little of her anguish. Ah, that's gross.
I am already at peace, Grand Inquisitor. Are you?
Good grief. Well, she's resilient. You got that.
So be it. If you desire no end, you shall have none. I find you guilty of heresy. May the eternal prison bar your soul from passage, for it is beyond redemption.
He nods a hooded attendant who begins untying her from the wheel. Redbeard was granted dominion of the sleepers. What does that mean? Your eyes open to the beamed ceiling of the palace's grand entry hall. The clangs of metal striking waft from outside alongside the cries of the injured as you stagger to your feet. Thanos is gone. Get up. Trouble's already found us. Off to one side, you can hear the clinking rustle of chainmail, and you look over to see some wounded guards slumped against the wall. He's trying to say something, seemingly directed at you, but at first it's too faint to hear. He gathers his breath and manages to rasp up the words. Lady Webb, she's the only, must be told. She'll know what to do. Please find her. Tell her everything. All right, to Lady Webb's house. Ooh, boy. I think we're at the end of Act 2 because crap's hitting the fan right now. Good grief. Do we help these people out, or do we just, like... Okay, I guess we're not involved in these fights. What's the closest exit? Probably this one? Well, those all got fire in front of them, so I'm assuming we're supposed to go this way. Keep an eye on our guys. I'm assuming we'll probably get attacked along the way. Oh boy, this is a mess. This is a mess. Task failed clandestine cargo. That must have been something I missed. A task that I never picked up, but I guess we can't do it now because I'm thinking we're not coming back to Defiance Bay anytime soon. Oh boy, this isn't good. Definitely didn't want to see a bunch of dead people in Lady Webb's house. Oh no, no, no. Oh no, no, no. No! Lady Webb still lies in her bed, ornate cushion propping her back upright, blood pooled beneath the gash in her chest is tacky and nearly dry. A shattered glass rests on the floor beneath her dangling hand. You can feel the faint aura fading essence in your pen. Reach out for it. You make contact and you're immersed in a torrent of sensory input and experience. When it calms, you find yourself in the same mood, lying in bed with a glass of brandy in your hand. Through the walls from the streets outside come the sounds and screams and shattering glass and the canopy of an angry mob. You take a sip and it warms your gullet. Across the room, the door opens behind a patient, steady push. Behind a patient, steady push. Into the room walks Thanos. Oh boy, the floorboards creaking beneath his deliberate steps. You wait until the last of the brandy has trickled down your throat before you speak.
I was a fool to think I could tame these people.
Oh boy.
You came closer than most.
A fine epitaph.
No worse than any.
You are concentrating, focusing with all your energy. It feels as though you are diving into a stone wall over and over. But the cracks suddenly, unexpectedly, allowing the vaguest wisp of a thought to leak through.
What's in Twin Elms?
Uh-oh.
Did you pull that from my thoughts?
Well, I'd assume so.
I've had time to practice.
Ah.
He walks over to a small table, raises a half-empty brandy bottle to eye level. He seems to approve of the selection and begins to reach for an empty glass.
I was saving that for someone.
Yeah, that was for me.
Pity.
He replaces the brandy
You
bottle.
know this is how it has to be.
He draws a long curved knife from his belt, smeared with fresh blood. With his left hand, he gently pins your sternum, and he raises the knife in the other. The point is dangling above your heart.
Prove it.
Thanos slips the knife between your ribs and pushes it through the layers of tissues separate with brittle, papery stiffness. The blood wells up around the blade. A pulse of reflex causes you to drop your glass on the floor, and you hear it shatter. With your last of your strength, you take his knife in both knife. You take his knife hand in both of yours and question a radiant in your mind. For an instant, to your great surprise, the pathway to his mind is left open, unguarded, and the answer comes. Simple, cataclysmic in its recording of your thoughts as Lady Webb. You feel as though you have an answer you've searched for all your life, but in your own mind. Her understanding lies just beyond your reach. Oh no. You look at Thanos with wide eyes of someone seeing for the first time, and you draw your last breath as a black velvety darkness descends over you. Oh boy.
Smoke rises above the city walls in billowing plumes that blacken the sky like a storm. Behind the walls, the riots rage on. Known patrons of Animancy are forced into hiding as looters ransack their estates and make off with their possessions. Animancers are torn away from their families and dragged from their homes to be stoned to death in the streets. Word had spread immediately that Duke Avar had been assassinated, and that an Animancer was to blame. The city wasted little time in exacting revenge, and little effort into evaluating guilt. In the center of it all, Brackenberry Sanitarium burned. And down the lane, Hardit House, the last bastion of stability in the Deerwood, had fallen silent. Now safely outside the city gate, your path points eastward to Twin Elms, where Theos is bound, for reasons that remain mysterious as the leaden key itself.
Ooh boy. That was dramatic. Holy crap. All right, quest completed. Hermit of Hardit House. That's and we do not have an option to go back into the city, it seems. Not allowed. Oh my. Who are you? My goodness. All right, well, I believe that was the end of Act 2. So I guess off to Twin Elms to start Act 3. What do we got going on at the... Whoop. As you cross the bridge, a Loth draws up beside you and fires. Defiance Bay casts a shivering, flickering light across half of his face. The other is in darkness.
Please stop. I need to tell you something.
Go ahead.
I have not been entirely honest about my motives for traveling with you up to this point.
Oh?
When I finished my training in Adir, I was introduced to an organization. All I knew was that they were opposed to the unchecked spread of Animancy, and that they could guarantee me postings far away from the Seathwood my father and his Earl. At that time, it was enough.
Okay.
In the early years, I thought of them as many things. Hooded men, prudent teachers, the leaden key. Their rules were strict, but their guidance was clear. I sincerely believed they wanted to keep Kith from the folly of their own foolish ambitions. I came to the Deerwood a little over a year ago. My orders were to gather information on Animancy in the region.
So wait, you're working for the Leaden Key. You son of a bitch.
A senior contact met with me every few months to receive my reports and issue new leads. She sent me to Gilded Vale to keep an eye on events surrounding the local lord, but I lost track of her shortly after that. I don't know if she was reassigned, killed, or sacrificed, the way you saw. By the time you met me, I'd been on my own for a couple of months.
And what, you thought I'd just be an easy target?
No, that's not it, I swear.
All right. You better explain yourself, bud.
I needed some kind of direction. And after that scrape with the locals, I was ready to get out of town. But then you mentioned the hooded figures in the machine, and I was sure you were on the trail of the Leaden Key.
Of course.
And I was correct in a way. What we found wasn't what I expected. I knew the Leaden Key was trying to stop Animancy, but I didn't realize how far they'd gone. Murder, sabotage, abandoning entire districts to shambling horrors. And now the whole city is up in flames.
Yeah, they're kind of the bad guys, man. That's kind of how it is. It is weird how, like, he's a wizard. Like, he manipulates reality with magic all the time, but Animancy, oh, that's too far. But, you know, throwing hurling fire, conjuring giant fireballs and throwing them down on people. Oh, that's cool.
I'm still not sure about animancy.
A little,
But I know I've been
little
following the
hypocrisy
wrong
there.
master. Please, accept my apology. And my service. Let me fight with you to stop Theos.
Oh, you're in the crew no matter what, for sure. You're definitely one of our higher, deal a lot more damage than a lot of the rest of our guys.
And what do you really expect us to do with this too late confession? Trust you on your word?
Yeah, we kind of have to. Why is he not voiced? With all your supposed extra senses, you let this happen? How like a watcher to miss what's right in front of his eyes because he's too busy enhancing the ether. A team can't survive without trust all the same. I think he means it, Redbeard. Thanks. I still kind of feel attached, even with the betrayal. He's got his way of taking offense that I like. Tough one. Let's see. I forgive you a lot, but I want you beside me, not behind me. I'm not asking you to trade one master for another.
That would be an honor.
Let's see. Let's see if he's got any other interesting dialogue going on here. Before we move on, I'd like to discuss a few other things. Ader, Ismir, about your parents. How exactly did you come to join the Lady Key? Yeah. As is often with such follies, I was young and directionless. The Laden Key promised me some structure I was lacking. They offered me a future far, far removed from my service as the father's Earl. Animancy is possibly more controversial in Ader than here. The practice has been outlawed for 600 years, but prohibition has a way of breeding curiosity. The success and relative acceptance of animancy has found here and in Valayan republics spurred renewed interest in Ader. The Laden Key band began recruiting more aggressively, and I was in the final period of my training when one of the instructors reached out to me. As I said, it was a welcome departure from my father's plans, and after seeing a few of my colleagues abandon their studies in magic to pursue animancy in the republics, I was convinced something needed to be done to stop the spread. Interesting. All right, let's move along. First off, let's check what's going on in the stronghold real quick. We have a message of some kind. Did something get finished, I'm guessing? I don't see any other notes. No, finished in 14 hours. Nothing new to report. Nothing new to report. I don't know why it had a notification on there if there's literally nothing new to report. A little strange. But I think if we go to Stonewall Gorge now, I think we'll be able to pass. Yeah, it looks like the river. I think earlier, wasn't it like completely full when you would look at the map? So that's got to be the path to Twin Elms. You got to cross that river, right? Let's see real quick. Yeah, because the water was all the way up here. You can kind of see. Like, that was all my further my view could go when I explored this earlier. Okay. Let's see. Let's get us a couple of mushrooms. Oh, he arrives at last. Who's this? Uh-oh. Hopefully, we're probably about to get in a fight. Well, this might end up being a long episode. Well, well, well. A woman in robes flanked by an armed group savors everywhere before whispering next final. You should have remained in Defiance Bay. She draws a smile, pale and full, that droops below her recessed chin. But I'm glad you didn't have any better senses. I look forward to this since you got in our way. It's her, the one. A woman in the group motions her, I don't know what that is, a quibus toward Pelega. Weren't we looking for her too? Yes. She squints and looks up at Pelega. Up and down. A dark-skinned woman with feathers. There can't be too many of your kind around these parts, can there? Good grief. Pelega's feathers ruffle, and the golden irises of her eyes grow thin, swallowed by blackness of her widening pupils. And why would you be looking for me, Amika? The same reason I'm looking for him. Her eyes twinkle above her placid smile. You should know, little bird, no one wants to hear songs about conspiracies. Her voice deepens and takes on an edge of menace. It just makes us want to wring your neck. Any last words? After all the effort you've mustered, it'd be a shame for it to end quietly. Walk away before you get hurt. You've got a noble heart. The woman wets her lips. I'm going to enjoy seeing it burn. Time to end this. Ooh, boy. Okay. So, what do we got here? We got a rogue. We got a fighter. We got a fighter, a wizard, and a chanter. Okay. So we got a decently respectable party. Let's,
I'm here.
we'll have you mark prey on the rogue. We'll hunter versus rogue with a little doggo helping out. We'll have you cat. Actually, we'll wait a second on this. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. You wait a second.
Yes?
You'll engage the fighter.
Yeah?
And I will help you with the fighter. No, actually, no. Yeah, we'll do that. I'll help with the fighter here.
I'm ready.
You will take... Have her run after the wizard. Kind of feel like I should. You should go after the wizard. Hey. And Aloth will take on this fighter. Once everybody engages, we'll have Durance cast his confusion dealing. Okay.
What?
Hopefully get everybody. Okay,
how may I
we can
help?
Start getting these bigger spells in. Who's dead already? Oh, neat. Rogue's dead already. Well, have you start blasting in there.
Ready, Watcher.
And then you can start doing wounding shots on the chanter with the dog to help.
Hi?
Hey. Have Aloth knock down this fighter again. And
I'm ready.
You use your flaming sword on the wizard again. Okay, we got another fighter down. So, I can go help with the wizard, I think would be best right now. He needs to get the heck out of here. He's down, perfect. So we start wounding shot that guy. Alright, another fighter down. So, how's everybody's health? Move Durance up. And we'll get everybody targeting. Oh, the wizard's down. Never mind.
Hey.
Fight was over. They weren't
Damn
that
the
tough.
ambassador. I told him there was a conspiracy. Again and again, I was ignored. Then the Duke's death, the riots, and now this. If the Leaden Key is targeting me, we need to warn the ambassador in first fires.
All right. I don't think we can get back to the first fires, can we?
You give me any more gifts and people will start thinking you're playing favorites.
Well, everybody's inventory is getting quite full. All right. We'll have to check out the First Fires deal. We'll see if we can even get there. I'll probably check that in between episodes. And then we will get back with this next time. I hope you enjoyed the end of Act 2. Thank you so very much for watching, and have a good one.